Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for another double header in this Glory Hunter series. We are about to take on Chelsea, first of all in the league, and a little correction on something I said in the last episode. We are playing Arsenal next. It's actually not in the league, it's actually in the Champions League. I did forget we were facing them in the Champions League this year. So we're going to get stuck straight into the Chelsea game first of all, and then we'll bring you the goals from the other games as well. So we're getting ready to play against Chelsea. We are going with a very strong lineup. I am starting to believe that Ibrahim Bamba is possibly a first choice central defender for me. He does have very good physical stats as we can see, or physical attributes as we can see here. He's very, very quick as well. Against Kylian Mbappe, that worked out for us very well against Real Madrid. So we're going with Livramento in right back, Lewis Hall, of course, at left back, Botman and Bamba in central defence. We do, of course, have Odysseus Vlasitimos in goal, with Diogo Costa being injured and also not playing great either, it must be said. In centre midfield, defensive midfield, we've gone with Sandro Tonali. Centre midfield, of course, Bruno Guimaraes and Luis Miley. On the right wing, we do, of course, have Anthony Gordon. Left wing, we do, of course, have Karim Adeyemi. And, of course, the big man up front, Alexander Isak. So let's get into the game. Chelsea are currently fourth, whilst we are third in the league. We have our team picked. We are ready to go. Domenico Berardi is struggling a little bit on fitness, so we're not going to take a chance with him in this game. We're going to keep him free for the Arsenal game, try and get him fit again. There is, looking at the table here, there is a 1 point difference between ourselves and Chelsea. If by any chance Spurs would happen to lose their game and Arsenal would happen to lose game and we beat Chelsea, then we will go top of the league. All goal difference dependent. Of course, there is 1 goal difference between ourselves and Spurs. Of course, if Arsenal were to draw and we were to win, yes, we would still go ahead of them. I'm not sure who Spurs and Arsenal are playing in this round. I expect nothing but a win to keep this good form going. Let's go with it. So as we get ready, I mean, that's a strong team from Chelsea. They do have Sterling back. Just having a little look around. They do, of course, have Kieran Trippier. We decided not to renew his contract. Obviously, at the end of last season, he did leave for Chelsea on a free transfer. I'm a little bit surprised that he is their starting right back in this game. I thought they would have maybe put somebody else in. Perhaps they just don't have the players fit. They have Malo Gusto on the bench. He is obviously fit, and somebody has just gone off injured there. I didn't quite catch who that was. As Lavia tries to bring the ball forward, cut out by Livramento. Luis Miley picks up the loose ball. It's back to Bamba. Finds Miley playing a little bit of a 1-2 there. It is a rainy day in the northeast, of course, as we see. Sven Botman looks to bring forward. He's coming back inside the Tonali. A little short bit of passing between them. Odyssey is very much involved in the opening 15 minutes here. Bamba looks to bring the ball forward. Comes to the right for Livramento in the space. Plays a nice cross forward into Alexander Isak. The defender completely misjudged it. The ball bounced across the face of him, and Isak slipped in behind. See, nice bit of play from Bamba here. Livramento was sure he was going to pass it inside, plays a nice ball forward. I'm not sure who the defender is there. Shalaba, I think. We're in number 14. Absolutely missed this header, and Isak slipped in to make it 1-0 after only, what was that, 17, 18 minutes, 15 minutes? The injury, it turns out, was Kepa Arrizabalaga. Philip Jorgensen has come in for Chelsea. That was in the 14th minute. I mean, literally 1 minute before we scored. You might give Jorgensen the benefit of the doubt in that he wasn't really match ready. He wasn't sort of warmed up, perhaps. But we don't care. We're 1-0 up. Looking loose, Hall cut out. He can't. Sancho gets ahead of him. There's a very good block there. I think that was Bamba coming across. Of course, Lewis Hall playing against his former club. Chilwell to take the corner from our left-hand side. The ball is cleared by Gordon. Colwell picks up the loose ball. It's a corner. Okay, a little bit nervous there because there was a challenge from Lewis Miley, but he did clear the ball. It's going out for a corner. Chilwell to take the next corner. It's driven in low and hard. Picked up again by Colwell. First ball comes back, and it's way over the bar from Colwell on his weaker right foot. So that's fine. We'll take that. Lewis Hall now with a corner on our right hand side as we attack. And the ball's going into Sven Botman, doing what he loves to do most, winning headers at the back post. This is what I think this is one of the advantages of not trying to manage the set pieces myself. It's a great corner right on the back post, gets above everybody. You have a set piece coach for a reason. We may as well let him do his job. His job is doing very well for us at the minute. Sven Botman loves a goal at the back post. 2-0 in the first half. A few minutes left in the first half plus stoppage. We see Lave bring the ball forward. He's hunted down by Lewis Miley, who wins the ball a little bit far too easily there, I would say. There's a nice ball from Gordon into Alexander Isak. Drills it home. He's going to be offside. Isak's always offside. Always playing that fine line. It's given. We'll go for another little air horn blast. Lewis Miley won the ball very well in centre midfield. Finds Gordon. Takes a nice touch. Of course Isak was onside. Look where he was. And he absolutely drills it home into the top corner at the front post. Keeper should never be beaten in those positions. As you see, Isak just it was a little tighter than I thought, but played on by two defenders really there, and a nice drill. And that's his second goal. That does mean, whilst I've taken Alexander Isak off penalty duties because he has scored 2 goals, and I have enabled the option for any player potentially on a hat trick to hit a penalty. If we get a penalty against Chelsea, Alexander Isak will take it. And I hope that he scores. A lot of players playing off a 7 rating or above. 55, 57 minutes into the game now. We're doing very well here. I'm very pleased with his performance so far. We're going to have to look at the fitness levels here. We're going to make some changes. Gamerish carrying a book in. Calafiore might bring you in to left back because we do have, of course, have Arsenal in the next game. Joe Willock, I'm going to bring in for Sandro Tonali. I'm going to bring in for Gamerish. I'm going to bring Garcia in the defensive midfield. Adiyemi is not playing great. I'm going to bring Alarcon in for only his second game. Let's go with that for now. 3 changes is fine. 25 minutes to go. Goes back to Odysseus, brings out the Botman. Looks for Hall, cuts inside the Bruno, finds Adiyemi, looks for Isak, who was offside. Isak went too early. That's the common theme with Isak. There is 20 minutes to go. There's a very good free kick there from Nkunku, but he's hit the woodwork. I do want Isak to potentially get a penalty, but I also need to rest him. There's an incredible effort there from the free kick. It's a very good save from Jorgensen. We'll bring Isak off. Keep him for the Arsenal game. There's a nice corner from Hall. Jonathan David picking up the loose ball as he enters the game late. Lewis Smiley struggling a little bit off fitness. Let's bring in Pablo Roberto. We are playing very well in defence. Ibrahima Bamba, as much as I brought him in to be a defensive midfielder, I think central defence is possibly going to be his best position for us. Livramento now with the ball on the right hand side. He's driving forward. He's getting away from his man. Finds Gordon. Cuts it back to Angel Alarcon. There's another potential offside. Don't know what for. Probably against Gordon. It's being reviewed. It's offside. And I'm disappointed for Alarcon. He's only come in. It's only his second game. It's Alarcon actually who's offside there. As the ball comes through to him. He steps back just a little bit. He went a little bit too early. I'm disappointed for him because it's only a second game. It's second sub appearance he's made for us. And he's got a goal ruled out. But Gordon to take a free kick. And that's a goal kick? Yes, looks like it. But that's it. 90 minutes is up. That is a very, very pleasing, not only a pleasing result, a very pleasing performance against a strong Chelsea team. We did win our game. We have gone top. Spurs have lost 2-0 to Leicester. Oliver Skip scoring against them, of course, former player. Arsenal aren't playing yet. Man City and Man United drew. Leicester currently sitting 4th in the league, so we are top of the league currently on goal difference. Arsenal still to play. We play them next in the Champions League. That could have been a 6-pointer game for us if it was in the league, but it's not, so we're not going to dwell on that. Waiting to see if this Arsenal result comes in to see how it's going to look for us. Arsenal have beaten West Ham 4-0. pretty comprehensive. So they are a point ahead of us. We are level in points, of course, with Spurs, who have now lost 2 games. We have an equal record, only we have an extra 4 goals scored over them. So we're going to fast forward a couple of days. We're going to go into the Champions League game against Arsenal. We will bring you the highlights from that. First of all, actually, before we do that, we will bring you the goals from the other games that we played prior to the Chelsea game, of course, after the game against Real Madrid. As you'll see, against Bournemouth, we did concede give away a penalty in the 9th minute, which Evan Nielsen did miss, fortunately for us. As we see, Berardi takes a penalty in the 16th minute to give us a 1-0 lead. Traore then with a corner, ball comes in, and it's Senesi to win the header for the equaliser. In the 70th minute, a big deep cross comes all the way back to Ryan Christie, and a nice little turn on the inside on his left foot give Bournemouth a 2-1 advantage. We get back into the game in the 85th minute as we see Livramento breaking down the right hand side. Ball's not cleared properly. It comes to Berardi, who strikes to make it 2 each. In the 90+7th minute, as we see Lewis Hall gets the ball to Bamba, there's a nice turn from Jonathan David, finds Tino Livramento to give us a 3-2-1. 7 minutes deep in the stoppage time, so we kind of got away with that a little bit. But we're pleased to get the result, of course. That took us in then to the EFL 4th round against Hull. As you'll see, we're at home. We've come away with an incredible 5-2 victory. Samuel Justo, who of course we brought in the summer, made his debut in this game. Hasn't played any minutes for us before. In the 4th minute, as we see, the ball comes to him here on the edge of the box. Absolutely drills it home. An incredible strike for the young midfielder. In the 10th minute, we see Eric Garcia breaking forward, finds a pass into Berardi, who scores his 3rd goal in 2 games. Garcia involved again as he finds Jamal Lewis making his first return from his long-term injury. Finds Harvey Barnes on the left side. 12 minutes in, we're 3-0 up. Very, very comfortable looking. Hull do pull a goal back in the 29th minute as we see Giles breaking down our right-hand side. Cuts it back. I can't quite read what that name says. Giles then with a corner. There's a little bit of I'm not quite sure what happened there. It fumbles around a little bit to make it 3-2 before the break. Tonali then with a very nice free kick. And Tonali with a corner late on in the second half. The ball comes back to him, finds Bamba, who finds a nice pass into Joe Willock, as he does, scores goals. So Mijatovic it was that scored the second goal for Hull. So we're leading 3-0 at the end of half time. It came back to 3-2 there. A little bit disappointing to concede those 2 goals and put a little pressure on ourselves. But we managed to come away with a 3-2 win in the end. So we're going to fast forward very quickly here as we see Alexander Isak getting a goal bonus. He has hit 10 goals in the league for us, so he's pocketed a very nice £350,000 for that. So we'll fast forward to the Arsenal game. We'll bring you that in just a second. And so we're back for the game against Arsenal. We are just about to get ready to play. The only change we're making from our lineup in the last game is to bring in Joe Willock in the centre midfield and keep Bruno Guimaraes on the bench. The simple reason being Sandro Tonali probably won't last the full 90 minutes and we want to keep a strong defensive midfield option on the bench as well. So other than that, everybody that's in good form is continuing as they were. Again, Bamba, I know I've been waxing lyrical about him for the last 2 games, but he has been incredibly strong for us in central defence. I want you to pick up where you left off last time. And here goes the Champions League theme again. Look at the Arsenal team, and it is pretty much as you would expect, really. Let's skip the walk-ins and get straight into the game. Saka carrying an injury, of course. Not sure if that is carried over or if he's picked up an injury. We do have a free kick. Sandro Tonali to chip it into the box. Comes to Sven Botman. Joe Willock is there to score against his former club 13 minutes into this Champions League game. Absolutely delighted with that. And there's no talk of offside because he's clearly onside. A nice ball in. Just flicked on there. I think it's Sven Botman flicks it on. I'm not sure maybe if the Arsenal defender gets a touch on that. But doesn't matter. Went in the back of net. He was onside, which is nice. And that's all that matters. We're 1-0 up against Arsenal. Odegaard now to take a free kick. Finds Marino. He's back to Odegaard. Nice little bit of football. There's an incredible strike from Marino. In off the underside of the bar. Absolutely drilled it. And the highlight includes everything from the free kick. So Marino back to Odegaard, comes back inside to Timber, lays it off, and a first time strike in off the underside of the crossbar. It's an incredible finish, and hats off to him. I really can't have any complaint about that goal, I feel. But you know what? We are away. Let's go very attacking. Let's change it up. We've stayed in positive mentality for a few games now, and it's done well for us. But against Lazio, we did do this, and we put a lot of pressure on the defense. I am aware too it'll probably tire some players out, as we see here. Isak with the ball, Marino missing his tackle. Isak getting out the line, cuts inside Adeyemi, tries to cut it back. It's back to Isak. There's a tackle there. A nice little bit of football. Let's move it around. Karim Adeyemi puts us back in front. So we want to see, boys. Keep the pressure on in the stoppage time in the first half. It's a good time to score. Isak doing a lot of the donkey work. Cuts back here. There's a challenge for Marino. He wins the ball but doesn't keep it. Isak finds Hall, plays it in the Adeyemi, who turns on his favourite right foot and fires it past Raya to make it 2-1 at half time. Very pleasing so far. Happy with performance. Yeah, let's just keep going. As we begin the second half, ball's cut out there by Odegaard, finds Marino. A nice touch from Martinelli to cut inside. Is he going to try and have a go? Has to go back. Finds Timber. He's going to make a run out the right. Gets away. It's a little bit too easy there. It's disappointing, boys. Disappointing. Demand more. Timber makes a nice run out the right hand side. Plays a very nice pass into, I'm not sure if it is Saka. I think it is. Plays a nice ball there in behind the two defenders. Saka gets on it. Bamba can't quite get a touch on it. Comes to Gabriel Jesus with an easy tap in. Suspicion of offside. He is behind the ball. He is behind the defender. He is goal side of the defender, but he's behind the ball when it's played to him. So yeah, no complaints about that. Anthony Gordon not having his best game, struggling on fitness. Where is Berardi? Let's bring you into the fold. Let's get you in. Lewis Miley struggling a little bit on fitness. We're 62, 63 minutes in. Tonali struggling a little bit, having a decent game. I'm going to bring in Bruno, and I'm going to bring in Roberto in here. Isak not having a great game. Adeyemi, despite his goal, having an okay game, but struggling on fitness. That's two changes I've made. I've got one more sub opportunity left. Livramento struggling a little bit. I might need to bring in Calabria, who did inform me recently that he is unhappy with his playing time. I have told him that I will sell him, and he backed down. Do we bring in Adeyemi? Very much struggling on fitness. Can play as a striker. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring in Harvey Barnes on the left. And Tino, will you see it out? You are struggling on fitness, and I need good attacking options on the wing. So 2-0, I mean 2-0 is not a bad result if it stays this way against a very strong Arsenal team. It does keep us in the playoff qualification spots. Arsenal do appear to be below us in the Champions League table. Freiburg are sitting top, joint with PSG. That's incredible. Yeah, it looks like this one's just going to run out. We're going to finish up any minute now. There's one last little bit of action as we see the ball comes to Trossard, finds Havertz, finds Odegaard, who's fired it wide, and we may have just got away with that a little bit, and that's full time. So 2-2 against Arsenal in the Champions League. It's not a bad result. Well done, lads. You proved a lot of people wrong in avoiding defeat. Arsenal were obviously clearly the favourites for that. It does see us sitting 12th. Arsenal are, I don't know where Arsenal are. Arsenal are 24th. Arsenal are in danger of potentially going out. But Freiburg and PSG, the only teams to win all 4 games so far. An incredible performance from Freiburg. Newcastle lucky to draw. I don't know if I would agree with that. Look at the stats. Arsenal had 12 shots, they are 4. They had 4 on target, so did we. They had a much higher XG. We had a 0.65 XG and we scored 2 goals. That's very, very pleasing. One shot off target, one off the woodwork, one clear-cut chance. 62-38 possession in Arsenal's favour. Yeah, I think maybe we were lucky to draw. I think the game, certainly that I watched, was maybe not as comfortable as what I thought it was. But that is it for this episode. We are into November. In the next episode, we will bring you the goals from the games against Burnley, Brighton, Panathinaikos, and we might bring you Ipswich and play another game or two after that. We do have a lot of games coming in December. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games in December. So we might bring you, we might split November and December a little bit more evenly in the next 2 episodes. Of course, we did win in the EFL fourth round. That did put us into a draw against Bristol Rovers. As we see, the fixtures are West Ham versus Man City. We are away to Bristol Rovers. Leeds will play Spurs and Southampton will play Liverpool. So we have a very good chance of going into the semi-final. I would fully expect, as Bristol are a League One club. Who we draw in the final will be very interesting. Hopefully we can get through that and get to the final. It would be nice to cross off a second trophy in the second season. It would leave us only the Premier League left to challenge for. So we will see how that goes. But that is it for this episode. I do hope you've enjoyed it. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, of course. We will see you in the next episode. We will bring you some more goals and action from one of these games, maybe against Ipswich, Leicester, or Fulham. But we will see what happens then. Until then, thank you very much for watching. Again, appreciate it as always. We'll see you in the next one. Until then, thank you and take care. Thank you for watching this video. I do hope you've enjoyed it. Please remember to subscribe to the channel. It helps us to grow and helps us to bring you more videos like this. Please also leave a like and share the video as well. And please do leave a comment. We would love to hear your feedback also. That's it for now. You can watch one of these recommended videos, but we will see you in the next one. Until then, thank you and take care.